I'll wait just a minute for everybody. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. No big intro. No chants. No. Um, good mornings. It's good to see you all, especially after yesterday. It is good to see you guys. Huge thank you to Mike for stepping in yesterday morning. I couldn't have made that trip in time without him. So big thank you to Mexican Iron Man. We love you, bro. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this morning or just run a rerun. I decided to say screw it and come up here anyway. A lot of people are hurting today. A lot of people were hurting last night, and we love you guys. He was such a icon, a titan, and my heart's breaking. It's broken. I was picking up the pieces last night, and I was just. We loved our Klobby, man. So many people, he was our thing. He was our clobbering times. And he was him. It wasn't a show. It wasn't an act. It wasn't anything like that. He was himself 24/7. And I think that speaks volumes to what happened yesterday, last night. It speaks volumes to his character and how we decide to present ourselves. I know a lot of people play this game, the YouTube game, whatever it's called, or whatever you want to call it. Me and Mike call it, YouTube sickness, YouTube madness, YouTube whatever. Klobby was never worried about that at all. Klobby didn't care about any of that. He just wanted the conversation. He wanted the conversation. He wanted to have that conversation. And I think that's what brought me and him together so close right there at the beginning, was that conversation. That's what we wanted to have. None of the other stuff mattered. None of the oh, I want to get YouTube famous, or oh, I want to make a bunch of money, or oh, I want, this or that. What mattered was the conversation. People around here come and go all the time. There's always going to be people that hop on here and think this is gonna make me into something that I'm not today. This is going to make me important. This is gonna make me popular. This is gonna make people see me. If you don't already feel like you're made of Teflon, maybe this isn't the place to do it. Not everybody agreed with Klobby. Klobby didn't care. That's the way he lived. You know, don't agree with me or not agree with me. I saw this from Mephisto last night. He sent me a message, and I was just kind of out of it. Clobby sitting in Stovacor having a Ractogino and blood wine with Kalis. Clobby was the real deal. Clobby, yes. Arwen. Clobby was the real deal. And that's something that I've talked about a lot over the past couple of years on YouTube Talk. Is you don't have to put on an act. You don't have to put on a front. Just be you. That's all Clobby did, was be himself. That's how he spent his time, was being him. Don't feel like you have to be someone else, or you have to put on an act or show to get people interested in you. Just be yourself. And there's a lot of people out there who don't have the self inside to say that would be appreciated. They immediately think, oh, well, I'm boring, or no one wants to listen to me, or I'm not good enough, or something. There's something there that holds back and says, well, I've got to do this to get people to see me. Just be yourself. That's all you have to do, is be yourself. You don't have to gut someone else to get somewhere here. You don't have to slit their throat. You don't have to do any stupid crap. You don't have to do any of that. Just be yourself. Just be you. The original idea with YouTube was broadcast yourself. Now, for anybody out there, well, what if I want to play a part? Well, go play a part. But having people think that, you know, you live that part, that's the difference. When people know, people are smarter than you think. People know entertainment when it happens. Okay? People see that, people realize that. People get that. It's not like, you know, unheard of for someone to watch something and go, oh, well, they're doing something entertaining. They're doing something to entertain me. They're acting like, you know, this, that, or the other. You can be yourself. You don't have to put on a show. And you're muted.
Lots of technical problems decided to happen this morning for the last 15 minutes. So good morning, everyone. Hello.
Something that doesn't normally happen on this show is this one right here showing up and hopping up here.
Hello. I wanted to be here. It's my stop it. Shut up.
It's all Eris's fault, right?
It's supposed to be here 15 minutes ago. Boo.
It's all right. We were just talking about what we do with the time that is given to us.
Yeah.
Considering that's the name of the stream.
Oh, really? I didn't notice that. Definitely didn't comment on that yesterday. The Gandalf quote.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, everybody.
And no, I don't think she'll be going on camera this morning.
No, I'm not camera ready. I'm in my pajamas. No, I didn't have the energy to get properly dressed, so you just get my kitty avatar.
Eris late never.
Shut up, Josh.
Yeah, Global Geek Gang. The Global Geek Gang. GGG. Psychodorf9 with a $5 super chat says the warrior's struggle is with themselves. Choose your own perfection, pick a route, and get on it. Klobby lived that. His place is assured in the halls of Valhalla, yes. Yes, it is. And Dave G Sound, thank you, brother. Thank you so much for Klobby. And guys, there is a link in chat for the GoFundMe they're running for Klobby's family, for his kids, to help with the medical bills over the last couple of days. Anything you can do, even if you can just share it, would be very much appreciated. It would be very much appreciated. A chance to tell Eris she did a good job with Loki's background. That was Chris Persia, K. Roberts.
No, he's talking about the background that you're currently sitting in, i.e. your office.
Oh, this.
Yes. Yes, your actual background, not the
Yes.
stream background. Yeah. Chris always does a wonderful job with the thumbnails. And thank you. It took Minnie a day and pure chaos and share well, as per usual. And Loki going away so I could work on it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And yes, he will. And we have so much content that he created to go back and listen to. And for some people that'll be hard. They'll be like, nope, I can't listen to it. But we hold on to those memories because they're important to us. They're important to us, and they keep the memory of our brother alive. They do. What do you decide you want to do here? Do you want the quick meteoric rise and always looking around wondering who's going to come along and try and stab you in the back? Or do you want to be surrounded by family and brothers and sisters and people that love and care about you, that you care about them? Because that is your choice. That is your choice of how you want to spend your time in life, not just on YouTube, but in life. That was a hard ass lesson for me to learn. I had to learn that. I'm not perfect. I get up here and we talk about stuff, but most of the time we talk about stuff because I've been smack dab in the middle of it, and I get it. I'm not up here preaching at you from the cheap seats. I'm down in the gutter. I got it. Gesture of Sin, brother, thank you. Thank you very much. He said, won't use GoFundMe, but if you could pass this on, just wish I could have formed more. Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll send it first thing this morning. As soon as the Church of Valhalla is cleared out, we will send it. Guys, you guys are family. I can't see how anybody could ever look at somebody like you guys are a resource or a number. I don't understand that. I don't get it. And Klobby didn't get it either. Klobby treated everybody like family. And let me tell you something, his family yesterday treated us like family. And I will forever be eternally grateful for that, because they were wonderful, and they were warm, and they were welcoming. And I didn't know what to expect, but I should have expected that because of who Klobby was. That it runs in the family.
Yeah. She was so his mom was so sweet. she reminded me of my grandma in a lot of ways. I mean, it was just she was so sweet, and I just, you know, the whole family, his dad, you know, um, pretty much his whole family. Um, it was it, his mom even told us as we were leaving that we're family now. Um, so it's just kind of like we all come together on like his biological family and his YouTube family, and we're all united under this great man that has been unfairly taken. And yeah, all right, I'm gonna start sobbing now. Please start talking.
Okay. Okay. So Pacific 414 sends in a 20 and says, I know that both of you will be going to Klobby services. I want to give you this to put towards travel expenses. We will have that covered. I will make sure that goes to the GoFundMe. Okay.
We appreciate it. But don't worry. Don't worry. We'll be okay.
And Grumpy Old Marine Bet over on Rumble sends in a 20 and says, ditto with Chester. Absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely. It's the least we can do. That is the least we can do. Send them some money to try and help out with what's going on. And Papa, if I'm a little quiet this morning, I'm not trying to be somber, but I'm not trying to be bombastic either. I'm trying to keep it even. Even though my heart's broken and I love the guy, and I know celebrate that. Well, one of the things I wanted to do this morning is to celebrate the fact that Klobby never let any of this go to his head. It didn't matter. It didn't matter who invited him or what was going on. He appreciated everything. He remembered everything. As soon as someone said, "Hey, can you come on my channel and do this?" and he said yes, that was like marked in the calendar, dated, the full 9 yards. It didn't matter whether they were a tiny channel that was just getting started or Tom Connors at Midnight's Edge. It didn't matter who it was. He was honored and privileged to be there. And that is so not the norm. And I'm hoping that with people like Tom, people Valiant, people like Mike, that we can change this thing where, oh well, you know, the large channels shit on the small channels, the large channels don't care about the small channels, or anything like that. We can get rid of that perception, because Klobby didn't care. Klobby didn't care how many subs you had or how many people you had on or any of that. He wanted the conversation, and that's beautiful.
Yeah. Mags.
Good morning, Mags. All our prayers this morning, Mags. Use this for anything travel expenses or even towards Klobby's family. I'm sorry it isn't much. Don't be sorry. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Just being here is worth something. Let's remember that. Remembering him, you know, that's worth something. The amount of money, you know, it's okay. You don't have to apologize. Never apologize for that.
We love you, brother. Snowdove with the $2 super chat says, I don't say it enough. I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you, bro. Thank you. So many people have reached out, and the first thing I've either said is, I love you, man, or we love you. I don't think there's a lot of people that appreciate the friendships and the brotherhood and the relationships and sisterhoods that they found on this platform. And that's what's most important. Clobby would go wrench someone's show and stay right until he'd start streaming his own show. So we got into some conversations in the back after the comic book roundtable a couple times, and I'd be like, dude, you gotta go grab something to eat before your show. He's like, no, man, I'm all right. And I knew he wanted to go grab a bite before his show started. And he'd be like, no, man. He didn't want to leave. He didn't want to leave until we all cleared out. Because that's what Clobby was like.
He put everyone else's needs above his own. That was him. 100%.
And Asajj, man, that's the thing. And that's what the goal was. And a couple of people didn't get that in the beginning. This isn't just, hey, let's go listen to Loki for an hour in the morning. This is, good morning Valhalla. This is good morning to everybody. This is, you've got people in the chat that you might not always agree with. You might disagree with them a lot, but they're not gonna shame you. They're not gonna vilify you. They're not gonna point their finger at you and do stupid shit. They're gonna talk to you. And some people appreciate that. No one's gonna go after you just for an opinion. And we all have opinions. If you were listening to the conversation last night, when Clobby's son Jonathan was on, he said Clobby would always tell him, I love this guy, but I can't believe that he enjoyed this, or I can't believe that he liked this, or I can't believe that, but I love the guy. He didn't care. He wasn't going to, be like, oh, I'm never talking to this guy again because he didn't have the right opinion. And there's a lot of that shit that goes on around here. There's a lot of that shit that goes on around here that's absolutely messed up and wrong. Zombie Box Review with a £2 super chat. I'm sorry for your loss. He's at peace now. He is. He's up there hanging out with Mark C. and Jack Kirby. And Gil. And Gil.
That's what I told him when we were leaving yesterday. I said, say hi. Say hi for us. Say hi to Jack. Say hi to Gil. Say hi to all of them. Because we've lost a few now. And I kind of scolded him when I got there yesterday. I was like, are you trying to meet Jack before the rest of us? Is that what's happening right now? This is not funny. This is not a funny stunt you're pulling.
Walter Damascu with 499 super chat says, for Clobby, may his memory be eternal and a blessing to all who know. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, and Gene. How could we forget? He's also speaking with Gene.
Oh yeah, hanging out with the great bird of the galaxy. That's happening. That's a conversation I want to hear.
I would love to hear that. One of my all-time favorite things to do with Clobby is poke him, poke the bear a little bit. I'd take something he was very passionate about and just kind of poke him a little bit with it, his absolute devotion to Gene Roddenberry. I absolutely loved poking him with it when it came to TNG, his first season. He got all riled up, and it was just really funny just to watch him go. I wasn't really that passionate about it either way, but it was just so fun. I always loved it whenever you would say that you liked Man of Steel's Man of Stools soundtrack, and he was like, because he didn't want to admit that something good came out of that movie.
And he loved that. Guys, if you don't think he didn't know, he knew and he loved it because he loved the conversation. He loved that conversation, no matter what it was. He did the same thing to 24/7. So for anybody that doesn't know, 24/7 is an avid comic collector. He knows a lot about his comics. Before a show would start, 24 would be like, Clobby, look what I got. And it'd be like, Cosmonaut #2, super rare, blah, blah, blah. He goes, oh, a reprint. And 24,
Oh my god.
24 would be like, nah, man, no, it's an original. He goes, no, it's a reprint. You see, da 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 da. And he'd have 24 freaking out. He'd be like, no, man, no, 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 no. Oh, and he'd be like, no, see, because the reprints have blah 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 on them, and you could just see like all the color and everything drained from 24/7's face. And Clyde be like, nah, I'm just messing with you, man.
Oh my god. He'd say it just like that too.
I'm just messing with you, man. And 24 would be like, okay, that's what I thought. It's not a reprint. No, it's not a reprint, man. I'm just
No. That's an original. Good find. And just it just went on like nothing. It was so funny. It was so funny. Oh, 24 commented. I know he's working right now. I just wanted to.
Oh, he commented?
Yeah, 24 is it. Yeah. So, it's above Gun Bunny stuff. If you scroll up.
Okay, really quick. Showback TJC, he's been there for 24 months, says Loki, my happy pot. Clobby shopping at the Afterlight comic shop, talking to a clerk, St. Peter, about his Fantastic Four collection. Yep, and acting like Stan Lee isn't in the comic shop, talking to somebody.
He's just acting like he's not in the room. It's just like,
Okay, I'm looking. I didn't know you were here, bro.
Yeah, we're not. He's working at a job at the moment. I think he must have just taken a small break just to comment.
Can you tell me what he said? Because I can't.
Yeah, I can read it. 24/7 Fusion Media. We all love Mike. Love you, Loki. Love you, Eris. Love you, chat. Thank you all for everyone's love and support from my brother, Clobber Time.
And Six, a huge thank you to Six this morning. Six sent me a clip of Clobby's first stream, and the link so I can download it. Where he's like, I was just on my good buddy Eris of Chaos's channel last night. She invited me on to talk about movies that destroyed a franchise, like sequel movies that destroyed a franchise. And
good topic. I forgot about it.
It was great. It was great hearing him.
Yeah.
And talking about Eris. So, for those of you who don't know, for those of you who are not in the know or never heard this story, I was perusing Twitter one day.
This is what we're going to talk about.
I saw a message from this one. I didn't really talk to her. I knew of her.
A tweet, not a message.
Yeah, it was a tweet. So I knew of her, but I'd never really talked to her before. And it said, I am on a live stream, and it had the link, but it wasn't a YouTube link. So it was like this weird broadcasting, I think they called it SBR.
I don't remember what it was called.
It was a broadcasting studio thing. It was kind of like YouTube, but it wasn't. I tried to comment, so I went over there and I'm listening, and it's the first time I'd ever listened to Clobby.
I knew Clobby back in Xanadu, so
he wasn't on YouTube. So, and this one's on his channel talking to him, and I had to make an account to comment and be like, hey, because nobody was in the chat. And I was like, well, that sucks. So it said 5 people were listening, but there was nobody in chat talking. And I was like, okay. So I sit down and made an account, and I was like, what's up? And how's it going? And da 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 da. And I started listening to Clobby and commenting and being like, why aren't you over on YouTube, dude? You have such a badass channel. Why are you not on YouTube? He's like, oh man, nobody wants to,
Oh yeah.
you know,
Who wants to listen to me?
wants to
come on,
listen to me
man.
talk about stuff. And I'm like, dude, a lot of us would. A freaking
Yeah.
lot of us would. And eventually, I mean, from what his kids say, they had been bugging him. Everybody had been in his ear about going to YouTube.
Yeah.
And he finally did it, and he finally made the jump. And when I found out, I was over the moon, and I knew he knew his comic book stuff. So when Mexican Iron Man brought up, hey, why don't we do this DC fandom event? I was like, man, dude, we got to get this guy Clobby on there. And he goes, you know Clobby? I'm like, yeah, I know Clobby. And he goes, I love Clobby. Let's get him on. Let's bring him in. And Eris had killer blue eyes avatar.
Yeah, I remember
Yes.
the Jay Lemon's avatar. I still have it.
So we got Clobby over on the DC fandom event, and it was right after that I talked to him. I said, dude, I would love to do a comic book show with you, talking about comics. And he goes, dude, I don't really know that much. I'm like, bullshit.
Absolutely.
And I said, there is plenty I don't know about. Most of my knowledge is from the 80s and the 90s and the very early 2000s. After that, and before that. And Mike got me into going deeper. He got me into looking back further in the past to comics, the ages that I didn't think I'd ever care about, and runs of comics that I didn't ever think I would care about. So he inspired me to look into more comic book lore and read more old stuff that I just like, passed up thinking, oh, it's just old stuff. I read my 80s, I read my 90s. That's when I was growing up. I got out in the early 2000s because I didn't like the way the wind was blowing, and I hadn't gone back at that point. And now we have a very respectable collection now because of Clobby.
You gotta go through it again. It's all Clobby's fault that I keep buying comics.
Because of Clobby, we have a very respectable collection. And there's stuff like the ABP stuff. I love the comics because that's kind of where it all started, was the comics. So Dark Horse Presents and the very first ABP books, I can't help but buy. I see them in the wild, and it's like $5 for a ABP #1 with the orange cover and the shit that looks so badass. I've got to buy it. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself. It's to the point where I don't even look in the Dark Horse A's anymore because I know if I find one, I'm going to buy it. Clobby would get such a damn kick out of that. He'd be like, why are you buying another copy of that? I'm like, because I can't help myself. I can't help myself. I see one and I've got to buy it. It's $5 or it's $6 or it's $8 or whatever it is, for the quality that it's in. I can't help myself. And then I end up giving them a couple of them away to somebody that, hey, did you ever read ABP? And, oh, you didn't? Here's the first issue. I'll just give one away because I bought so many of the damn things. But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have started going back to the comic book shop and looking for comic book shops. And, oh, you know what? Clobby mentioned this. I want to see if I can find it. And then it just got to the point where we weren't even like on a mission to find anything. We were just on a mission to go and look and see what we could find.
Or just, in my case, find stuff for you / find stuff for me / if there's something shiny, there's a good chance I'm buying it. even if I've never heard of it before. And the art's good. Art has to be good. No matter how shiny it is.
Mike, Mexican Iron Man, good morning, my friend. I already did the GoFundMe, and so sad I don't want to live stream anymore. I wish time would stop still. This is the 4th night of Xanadu Lost.
Oh my goodness, you're right.
If you hadn't have streamed, though, and you hadn't have put yourself out there, you didn't ever met a lot of these wonderful people.
Yeah, your Galaxy's Edge. What is it? He snuck, quote unquote, snuck into Galaxy's Edge. That's how a lot of us got introduced to him.
Him sneaking into Galaxy's Edge for
Yeah.
Doomcock, the undercover Mexican.
Yes, that's how I got introduced to him years ago.
The
How that
undercover
was
Mexican Iron Man.
was that 2019?
Yeah.
Wow, it's been a minute.
And Mike throws out a lemon, throwing out hearts.
Uh-uh.
Bro, we love you. We love you, and it wouldn't be right not to have Mexican Iron Man around, not to have Mike around, because you are the same person. I know you know, blow it up a little bit, like 24 says, but it's still you, man. That's all you. And that's one of the things we were talking about this morning, was the people that are genuine in our lives. And you are one of those people. You might exaggerate a little bit and pull our chain a little bit, but you're you. And in these moments, you're even more you, because you let people see how much Mike does care. You let people see just how much all this means to you. That is brilliant, because not everybody would do that. I love that about you. And absolutely, Pacific 414. There's so many good people in this space. So many wonderful people. It's not people out to get your money, or people out to screw you over, or try and, con you in some way. Fuck those people. Let those people be dumb and be idiots and try and manipulate and control other people. Let them do that. Let them try and do that. You keep being you. You keep being yourself, and showing people who you really are. That is what is important. I been fooled before? You're damn right I have. You are damn right I have. And those people aren't around anymore.
Oh, we all have. It's part of life. But when you find someone genuine like Clavi, I mean, holy hell,
That makes up for all of it. I'm proud that I got to represent all of us yesterday. I'm proud that I got to do that and see my friend, see my brother. That is why I went, to see my bro and to tell him I love him, and to tell him I have been and always shall be your friend. And to say goodbye. That is what is important. That is what matters. And I do it for so many people here. It's not just, oh, Clavi got special blah, blah, blah. No. You guys are family, and I do my very best to treat you all like family. Because you are, and that should be appreciated. It shouldn't be, how can I manipulate my audience to do this, or how can I, convince them to share more or to do this or to do that. That's not why I'm here. And if that's the way someone wants to roll, let them roll that way. You know, let them roll that way and let them do their thing. There was a guy who called his chat all kinds of shit because they wouldn't send him super chat money. And I thought that was the craziest shit that somebody actually did. Somebody actually sent this guy money so that he wouldn't stop the stream and leave. And I said, I can't believe that. I can't believe that. I never thought I'd see anything like that. And I did. And it blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. And I know if Klobby had seen it, he'd called the guy a moron and been like, you know what, that's his thing. Let's go do our thing. And that's exactly what we do. Klobby would never treat anybody like that. I would never treat anybody like that. There's so many of us out there that love and appreciate the people that are here. And that brings up one thing I was thinking about last night. I got told a long time ago, I think it was like, may have been 6 years ago now. I know it was when we were all in Xanadu together. I was told these people aren't real. I said, what's not real about them? Well, they're in the computer. They're not real. Yes, they are real. They are real people. Tim Hayes says, Xanadu. So that was Doomcock's community, was Xanadu. And I was nursing my health back from a motorcycle accident. And one of the few things I would get my ass up for and go to the computer, and that was the whole point of getting the computer in the first place, instead of listening on my phone, which I'd done. I just put my phone there and I just kind of lay there and listen to Jeremy or Tom or Gary or whoever I was listening to at the time. I just put my phone there and I just listened. I got the computer so I could get my ass up, because it was tough then at the time. It was tough to get up because I damaged so much from the motorcycle accident. It was tough to get up and get on the computer. But I did that because I didn't want to just keep sitting there and wasting away. I wanted to get up and I wanted to start moving again and do something, because I hadn't done anything. I mean, Eris goes crazy when I'm like, oh yeah, well, back in the day, blah 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 blah, we did this or that.
It depends.
Whatever it wasn't productive and it wasn't smart. It was probably a waste of time and it was stupid if I did it back in the day.
No, not necessarily. You collected comic books. You collected
stopped.
Star Wars. You collected hardback Star Wars books, first editions of Stephen King. You collected video games that you can't really even get now. You did and you became a decent person. So look at that. You did a lot of things back in the day that.
Anyway.
No. I'm being bashful.
DJ Ronnie G throws out a $5 super chat and says, Klobby has and will continue to inspire excellence in everyone here who takes a crack at content creation. Yes. Yes, DJ. Abso-freaking-lutely. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. And yes, anything over on Rumble, anything here, I will add it up and we will send to Mike's family. In their GoFundMe. So just so everybody knows, if you didn't send something to the GoFundMe, or you don't want to send something, or you're like, here, Loki, here's 20, here's 5, please send this to, we'll add it up after the show is over. We won't take anything out of it. Whatever you send will go directly to them, and I'll do it. I'll do it today. So no waiting for YouTube to pay out or any BS like that. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we'll mark it as the something Valhalla something or another, so y'all know.
Don't make Eris come in that room and smack you, Loki. I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
Dave Bob goes back. Dave Bob goes back to those days in Xanadu when Clobby got there. So many people got there. This is a family. It's not just some voice on the internet. It's not just some nameless somebody you're never going to have the opportunity to meet. These people are wonderful. And can you get some nasty ones? Sure you can. But those ones don't matter. People are so worried about, oh, this person's out to get me, or that person's out to get me, or this person doesn't want me to succeed, or whatever. None of that matters. None of that matters. You can throw all that shit out with the bathwater. Clobby didn't care about any of that. Clobby just cared about the conversation. That's what he wanted to do, was have the conversation. You know, what we do with the time that is given to us isn't just what we do in our lives. It's what we do here. It's how we carry ourselves. It's how we live our lives. And Clobby lived his life like a thing. He was our thing. He was our clobbering times. And that right there. Love the one you're with and hold them tight. Love the one you're with and hold them tight. And if you've got a brother or a friend or a buddy that you go on and stream with, tell them, you know, love you, bro. And if they're like, what? And be like, no, bullshit. Come here, bring it in. Love you, bro. There are a lot of people that sent me messages over the past couple of days, and my immediate response has been, love you, bro. Because I do. And I want them to know that. And we love you, brother. We love you. He was our big lovable thing, yes. He was our big lovable thing. And how I can't imagine anybody treating him wrong. I'm sure it happened. I don't care about who that person is or whatever, but anyone who tried to take advantage of him or treated him badly didn't get it, and they never will. They didn't get it, and they never will. Project Storytime says, I love you, Valhalla, except Mark the Infinitely Tired.
Well, that's understandable.
Marky Moo. Polly says, love you, bro, no homo. Love you too, bro. If it wasn't for Polly, I might not be here right now. Polly has been helping me get in shape. Polly has been helping me get ready for my return to the gym. Polly is one of the reasons why I am as healthy, and I'm not that healthy, but I'm at least healthier than I was a couple of years ago because of Polly. And what Polly has done. Thank you, bro. And I don't want us to lose any more. I don't want us to lose any more people. On that, I absolutely agree with Mike. He says he doesn't want to stream. I don't want to lose any more people. Guys, this is a sedentary lifestyle. The lifestyle of a YouTuber. We sit a lot, whether we are live streaming, whether we are editing video, whether we are recording, whether we are guesting, whatever we are doing, we sit a lot. And we've got to get up and we've got to get our butts moving. Otherwise, we're all due for a heart attack at some point. And I don't want that. I don't want to lose anybody else. I don't want to lose anybody else. You can call me a Debbie Downer for being like, we need to get our asses up and actually do something. This has got to come with some kick in the butts. Get up and be healthy. At least healthier than just sitting there all day, on the computer eating freaking pizza or donuts or cookies or whatever and not moving around and not working on yourself. You want to eat pizza? That's fine. Go and work it off. Go do a half hour on a treadmill or a half hour on a bike or something. Go do yoga. Go work your butt off. If you want to eat like that, fine, eat like that, but you got to work it off and you got to bust your butt. And the older we get, the harder that is. The older we get, the harder that is. And if you think, oh, well, Loki, you're in the shape, no, man, I struggle every single time I go to the gym. I am fighting the little thing in my ear that says, why don't you just stop? Why don't you just stop? Your knees hurt. Your knees are hurting. Why don't you just stop and you can take a break? And blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I've got to keep going. I have to keep going. I have to push. Otherwise, I'll do 5 minutes on that bike and be like, I'm done and I'm going home. I've got to push and I've got to fight. No getting out of it. Even walk for 10 minutes a day. Walk your ass down the block. Who's the guy that's always like walking my ass down the block? God, I can't think of his name. And I know who he is because I'm just blanking on the name. Still walking my ass down the block. Because he's always commenting about that. Walking my ass down the block. Is it Man Squatch? Man Squatch. Walking my ass down the block. Continuing to walk my ass down the block. And if I could jog, I can't jog. I will bust my ass and do a face plant. If I try and jog. So it's like bike. Sweat my ass off on a bike. But I need that. I need to burn those calories and I need to do something for my circulatory system and blood flow. My heart is giving me shit. I'm on pills. I've got to take better care of myself. Cuz I don't want to just lose it and be gone. I don't want that to happen.
You're not allowed to do that.
In light of it all, you are all loved. We love you, culture. Do what you can with your time. Appreciate everyone around you. Find understanding. Count your blessings. Thank you, Loki, for talking about it. Love you, brother. Love you, bro. We love you, culture. We love you, bro. From the moment I saw him and the light shine down off the hair, I was like, culture is one of a kind. We have to protect this. We have to protect this guy because he's one of a kind.
Protect the hair. We have to protect it.
Clobby was the same way, man. If anybody came at Clobby, nobody put up with it because he was such a nice guy. He was such a lovely and wonderful guy. These are the people that are in our lives and influence our lives and affect us so much. This is what it's all about. It's not about the some kind of YouTube fame or point system or I'm included in this. You know what? I know a guy who was showing me this stuff about how they were like, well, this guy doesn't play this game, so we're not going to include him in all the YouTube games. I shit you not, that's the way it was talked about. Like, he won't play the YouTube game, so we're not going to include him in the YouTube, in our little YouTube circle jerk.
That's lame. It's very teenage girl high school. I know. I lived it. I
From
know
grown
exactly
men.
what that's like.
And I'm talking about men. I'm talking about grown men. I'm not talking about women.
No,
I'm not
I
talking
know.
about teenage girls. Not that you women would do that, but I'm talking about grown men acting like Heathers in high school.
So weird. I don't understand it.
We're better than that. And we can be better than that. And we can keep being better than that. Klobby showed everybody. You don't have to have 50,000 subs. You don't have to have 100,000. You don't have to have 10,000 people in your chat. You don't have to have any of that to be loved by a shit ton of people. So what do you want? Do you want meteoric fame and fortune, or do you want to be surrounded by people that love you? I know what I want. I know what I want. I want to be surrounded by good people. I want to be surrounded by people that I love and care about. There are definitely some Heathers around. Arwen gets it. It's all right, bro. We love you. We absolutely love you. So you got to decide what you want. I know it's been like blink your eyes and this morning's over. But you've got to decide. I'll take this family and these people over any of this other bullshit any day of the week. I don't need to be immensely popular. I don't care about any of that. I just want to have the conversation. And that's what brought me and Klobby together in the very beginning, was that we just want to have the conversation. We want to have the conversation without being pointed at and told we're ists and obes and Yahtzees for saying, I don't like this and this is why. It has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do with any of that. It has to do with, is the story great or is it a giant steaming pile of shit? There's no reason to point your fingers at anybody and say you're an Istanov and a Yahtzee because you don't like something. You have the right not to like it. You have the right to stand up and say, you know what? I don't like it and this is why. That's as soon as I saw that, I was like, me and this guy are gonna get along great because we both love the conversation. And when we started talking about doing the roundtable on Wednesday nights, the comic book roundtable, we both agreed this should be like the cafeteria back in the day, where we would sit there and we would go back and forth about, who's stronger, Superman or Thor, who's faster, the Flash or Quicksilver, who's got the better name, Batman or Captain America. That was the conversations we wanted to have. That was the idea. And then we invited so many people into that idea. And I am honored, and it was a privilege to be able to work with all those people that wanted to bring that idea to life. So thank you guys. Flash by a mile. Chris Persia knows his comics. In junior high, some of us didn't. So there were people that'd be like, Quicksilver, da 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 da. No, Flash will run his ass off. Quicksilver ain't got shit on the Flash. So, I'm gonna check and see if Makani. Is there anything you want to say before we get out of here?
No, I've said. I think you said everything that I haven't said yet, and I just, yeah. Just, it's gonna take a while to not accept it, and not to get over it. I don't know the right word. Just to, you know, I'm I'll be in mourning for a while. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna feel like that too. But thank you all for coming, and we're all in this together in this time. So,
Damn straight.
and I saw a comment earlier about just that, you know, to celebrate also all the happy memories, and you know, we are. You know, I'm fairly certain he would like us to have. Was that one Star Trek was it Star Trek where it was like they didn't really, they had a funeral and it would, you know, it would be kind of like, you know, sad, but then they'd all talk together about the things, the yeah, little stories and whatnot over like a grand like meal that they would have. I don't, and you know, I always thought that seemed like, you know, give some time for mourning, give some time for happiness, you know, best of both worlds.
And D-Bud, the same thing. YouTube and its bullshit shenanigans prevented us from streaming last Wednesday. And because of that, that would have been the last stream. But because YouTube wouldn't let us set up a live stream because it was being dumb, the last stream we did was 3 weeks ago, where we talked X-Men. We brought Mark in, and Mark got to bug the shit out of Clavy. He wanted to go. Mark wanted to throw down in a battle of comic book knowledge with Clavy because he loved Clavy, not because he wanted to be like, oh, I'm smarter. No, he wanted the debate. He wanted the back and forth. It was never about winning. It was about having the conversation. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Guys, we're going to get out of here. We're going to send you over to Machines. He is in progress. Guys, we love you. All y'all. Okay? Don't ever think we don't. If y'all ever need anything, if anything happens, we're here. And it was an honor to represent so many people going to see Clavy. So guys, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. And we will see you on the next one. Have a great Thursday, everybody.
Bye.